So I got really lucky. My two favorite African cichlids paired up and had fry. That right there, the white one in the middle, now toward the left a little bit, that is Storm Shadow. She's the female. And that fabulous and vibrant looking OB right there is Diamond. He's the male. I really like the colors and behavior of each of these. If I could have picked two out of all my fish to mate, it would have been these two. That's why I was really excited about it. Now in this video, I'm going to show the whole process from when they pair up, when they do the mating dance, to when Storm Shadow's mouth gets full of eggs, up until I isolate her and she spits out the fry, and you're going to see the little fry swimming around toward the end. So Diamond picked out this spot here in the corner to do his little mating dance with Storm Shadow. Typically, he'll circle around her and wiggle like that and chase off any other potential suitors and just make sure no other males are trying to interfere. And now you can see Storm Shadow kind of left the area, and then Diamond's going to head over there and apparently try to convince her to come back and say, you know, we're not finished, let's go. So she's heading back there casually, and it's going to be round 2. Now sometimes the female drops the eggs on the substrate, sometimes she doesn't. It seems to work either way. And they tend to repeat this cycle that you just saw several times. So now we're skipping ahead a couple days. Notice that Diamond is still hanging out with her. And notice that Storm Shadow's mouth is considerably rounder and her throat is starting to droop because of all the eggs in there. And Diamond's just kind of hovering around her, almost like a security guard, because he knows that she's holding his fry. Kind of romantic, I guess some people would say. So they're just kind of hanging out. I mean, and that's why they call them a pair, because, you know, they hang out as a pair. And after I took Storm Shadow out and eventually returned her to the tank, Diamond got really excited and appeared really happy to see her. It was really cool. I wish I would have got that on tape. Now Storm Shadow is in her own private tank where she can carefully care for the fry. There's one right there in the middle. There's another one there on the left side of the cave. A little bit to the middle of the screen. Now Storm Shadow is about to spit out a bunch of fry. Pay close attention here. Now I'm going to play that again in slow motion, don't worry. And notice there's some pellets in her mouth because I put some food in there, but she didn't eat it. She put the food in her mouth first and then gathered her fry, and now she's spitting everything out. I guess she kind of gnawed away at the pellets, and then they were maybe munching inside of her mouth. And now she's still kind of like doing a spitting motion, I guess making sure that there's no fry left. She doesn't want to accidentally swallow any of her young. And then now, mind you, Storm Shadow hasn't eaten now for probably close to 3 weeks. So she's going to finally treat herself. She's going to gobble up those pellets there in a second. She had 11 fry. She's really good at holding and having fry. Some of my other fish, they're not very successful at it, but she knew what she was doing at the very beginning. She's finally treating herself to a meal here. There's one more pellet there on that ornament that she's going to grab. Now you can feed brine shrimp to the fry, which I do sometimes, and I get a powder type food, which I'm going to put on the screen right now, because they can't handle, you know, even the smallest type of pellets, because I mean, look how tiny they are. I mean, where's it going to go? Their stomach can't even hold it. That's like a powder right there. I just put like small amount on a spoon and I put it in there, and then they go crazy and they all nibble and search for all the different pieces of it. And when they get a little bit bigger, you can feed them 0.5 millimeter pellets. Make sure you don't give them the full millimeter, because they're not going to be able to handle it until they're a little bit older than that. I also have some footage of Storm Shadow grabbing the fry, putting them back in her mouth. That's what they do when they think there's a perceived threat. I wasn't able to sort through the video and find that though, but in the later video I'll show that. This is a 10-gallon tank. I'll give you a quick look at the breakdown. There's the heater, of course. There's an air stone near the surface because I want the surface to be moving a lot to get oxygen into the water. Normally I have the water level higher than this because I don't want that waterfall from the 50-gallon filter crashing. And yes, I overfiltrate for this. I don't want it crashing too hard on the surface because then the fish have to work too hard to swim and kind of stay balanced. And that's another reason why I have a couple caves in there, so they have some place that they can kind of find some solace, because they don't want to swim hard 24 hours a day. And of course, put foam around the filter. That's just a simple piece of foam with a rubber band to keep the fish from being sucked into the filter, and it still mostly does its job. So let's zoom in closer and take a closer look at some of these fry. Now I've got a bunch of footage of these fry in different stages growing up. This was just really the first piece of video I took of them. So that's pretty much a summary of the whole mating process with African cichlids. Please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe. I always appreciate your comments and enjoy reading them. And as always, thanks for watching.